What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Filling in the Gaps. It's your boy Flo Joe, and we are just hanging out tonight. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Sydney, I see you. What's up, Sydney? The Boss Bish. And Cindy from sunny South Florida. How's it going? Ooh. Julie Shepard is in the house. What's up, Julie? How's it going? What's up, everybody? Sydney, I see you're in vertical. Okay, never mind. You're in the normal chat now. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome. Jad's in the house. Rachel's dozing off already. What's up, Storm? You're in vertical mode tonight? What's up? We're hanging out, you guys. Discord was asking for a live, so we came on and decided to do a live. Coco Mom! How you doing, Coco Mom? How you feeling? Mollywood, welcome. See, Mollywood, I came on. You asked for a live, and I'm here. The boss bitch, I'm here. Doing a live for you guys. If you click on my profile and then you click on one of the lives, click on lives and then try to find the live that doesn't have the mobile phone in the title. That's the only way you'll be able to find the regular one. I don't know how to describe it. What's up, you guys? So, I really don't know what we're doing tonight. I mean, I just prepared a thumbnail quick. You guys wanted a recap on the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. So what do you guys want to talk about? Landscape crew. Right. Landscape crew. Let me show the comments. We can put the banners on here too. Is that how they do it? There you go. What's up, everybody? If you are new here, welcome to Filling in the Gaps. And if you're not new here, tell me where you guys are watching from. What city are you guys representing in the chat? Where has SF been? Cindy, you know, it's funny you say that because we have been asking the same question. Where is SF? Where is Steve Fisher? He has been mighty quiet. Leah Marie, welcome. Right. I know. Isn't it nice to have the Discord? Isn't it nice to be a part of the inner circle? Hope, welcome. All right, you guys. So, you guys wanted to review some D4 VD. At least I thought you guys did, right? Let me just make sure I have everything ready to go because I don't know if I do. Oh, right, Mollywood. Right. Iceland is in the house, 5:36 in the morning. Damn. That is wild. Brandon. What up, Brandon? What's up, Brandon? How you doing? Thank you, Sydney, for sending that in the Discord, letting everybody know we are live. Leah got the notifications. You know what, Coco Mom? I want to know too. It's 205 days later, and we still don't have any answers. My lord. Yeah, we really don't have anything. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Not a single press conference. It's kind of annoying, you know? It's kind of sad. We don't have much. So let's kind of roll back, right? You guys wanted to talk about some of the crazier things that we've kind of learned throughout this case. And we'll start off with one of the bigger things that happened, I want to say in December, right? Because things didn't really start cracking off until December. So I don't know if any of you guys remember David is Guilty. What's going on? Greetings. Just was watching Mark visiting the mansion where David used to live. Hey, there you go. That's what's up. Yeah, we went by there not too long ago too. I really do not like the area that David lives in. The street that he lives on is so narrow. And when you keep going up past his mansion, if the mansion's on your right and you just keep going up, you kind of go up this slight little hill. And right when you get to the stop sign, that the road is so ugly, so bumpy. And I remember the last time that I actually drove past there, I was actually stuck behind a security guard or a security's car. I don't know if they're like neighborhood security, but this guy wouldn't move his car for like 10 minutes. So I sat right behind the security car, like 10 minutes at the stop sign. And I was like, dude, what is this guy doing? It wasn't up until I had to just like pull up right on his ass and like honk on my horn for him to move. So that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, you guys, let's start with this video here back in December. So there were talks, right? And I guess now we can kind of confirm that it's actually been ongoing, but there has been a grand jury investigation going on. Some said that it was an investigative grand jury, but we've later on found out that it's not an investigative grand jury, and it's an actual grand jury where many people have testified. And I don't know if one of you guys remember, but David's day-to-day manager, Rob Morgenroth, was one of the first people that we learned actually testified in front of the grand jury. And boy, oh boy, did we learn a lot about Rob Morgenroth, right? Let's go ahead and stop this. I'm going to share this video right over here. And this is, of course, you know, not everybody's favorite, but sometimes they are the first to put out some information. But we are going to go ahead and go with TMZ, right? So TMZ put out this video. Let's go ahead and just play this.
Is about to get arrested in the
hold on.
There is someone who is about to get arrested in the case involving the death of Celeste Rivas, and it is not David. We know a lot. Let me download you on what
download, he said. But do me a favor, guys, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to help me get this video out into the algorithm. Oh Lord, it's almost the next day. If you're in LA, some of you guys are probably already the next day.
We found out. So this week, there has been a witness before the grand jury, and he is intimately involved in David's life, the singer David, who the LAPD and the LA County DA.
So hope this video was put on YouTube by TMZ on December 10th, if I'm not mistaken. December 10th, 2025. So obviously we know Celeste Rivas was discovered in the front of David's Tesla on September 8th, which is the day after her 15th birthday. So September, October, November, December, right? This was really when we got like some of the bigger news of this whole entire case, right? Let's go ahead and continue.
Says in a suspect in what they believe is the murder of Celeste Rivas. His name is Robert Morgenroth. Robert Morgenroth is the head of Mogul Vision, which is the label for David. But more than just the executive, the general manager, he is a manager. He manages David, and he is involved in David's day-to-day life. and clearly knows a lot. So on Monday, um, Morgan Roth was in the hallway with his lawyer, and there were people around, and they weren't sitting or standing right next to them, but the hallway echoes. And it was clear to people around there that there was a
I don't know, the boss bitch. Do we need to set up a target goal for tonight? Is that what you're asking? Are you asking that we set up a target goal?
conversation that Morgan Roth was having with his lawyer. And he was recounting what happened inside the grand jury room with the prosecutor in the case. The prosecutor, Beth Silverman, according to Morgan Roth, here's what he said. She was very pushy on why I didn't call police. And then he went on to say that he said in response to that he said, quote, I feel like I didn't have the responsibility to do that and just wanted to continue with the tour. Now, we do not know the context of this, but when the DA is grilling him about not calling the police, that has to involve a crime. You're not going to call the police because somebody didn't show up for work. You're going to call the police if there's some kind of crime involved, especially since this is a
That's,
case involving
what's up?
what the DA says is a crime. So we don't know what Morgan Roth knew that would require him, according to the DA, to pick up a telephone and call the police. But there's something. And again,
And
he
then
was
what's
involved
up? How's it
in
going?
David's day to day life. So, okay, there is more. There is another manager in this same company, and his name is Josh Marshall. That name may be familiar to you.
So you guys all know Josh Marshall is his other manager, that supposedly, well, not supposedly, he actually lives in Florida. He even came out and kind of not rebutted, but he had a response, and he actually left a random response on a TikTok video. So that was kind of weird, right? Didn't you guys think that was a little weird?
Because Josh Marshall was the guy who leased the house in the Hollywood Hills that David was staying at. It is the same house that the LAPD raided pursuant to a search warrant just shortly after Celeste's body was found inside David's Tesla. We are told by law enforcement sources that that house and that search was really critical in their investigation. So Josh Marshall, who leased the house, who signed the lease, is part of the company Mogul Vision that Morgan Roth is also
Yeah, thank you so much for your 199 super chat. Shout out to my boy Flo and everyone else. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
involved with. Morgan Roth and Josh Marshall.
Austin White, yes, he was the same one who allegedly ripped off Lil Mosey for what was reportedly around $250,000, right? So I don't know if he cut him out of a deal or, there was just something that just went sour, but yeah, allegedly he ripped him off at 250K.
Are both managers of David. So they seem to know a lot about David. I don't know, we don't know if Josh Marshall was called as a witness. I would frankly be very surprised if he wasn't. But Morgan Roth testified for at least 3 days. We don't know if he was testifying last week as well. One other interesting thing happened on Tuesday. Morgan Roth.
That's right, right? David is guilty. It's funny how Josh was a huge suspect in the eyes of the public, and we kind of forgot about him the moment that Robert became in the spotlight. Some of us may have forgotten, right? But there's many of us who still haven't, and there's still some people in the eyes of the public who believe that Josh's still gonna hand in this. But I mean, we haven't heard from him since that TikTok, to be honest with you. And he's just, been off having fun on vacation.
Went into a courtroom
What's up?
that is next to where the grand jury was hearing the testimony. And along with Morgan Roth, the DA, Beth Silverman, also walked in. Now that's important because when there's something that happens in the grand jury where there's a dispute. For example, if a witness won't answer a question and the DA is pressing for an answer, if there's a stalemate, the DA can go to the judge and force the witness to testify, or at least get the judge to do that. We don't know if that's why they walked in, but both Morgan Roth and Beth Silverman walked into that courtroom. And when they did, we have a reporter who was down there.
Actually, David is guilty. That's a good point, right? Josh got sent the missing child poster, and also a family member of Josh Marshall. So it wasn't just Josh Marshall who received that note. SF Investigates actually clarified that him and another family member received that email. So I'm wondering if it was his wife that may have received that email. He doesn't clarify, he doesn't specify, but he does mention. And then we saw him say this, right, in a really long extended podcast that he did with Lauren Conlon. But yeah, Josh Marshall received that email, and apparently that email came from somebody, some adult who is family, friends, or very, very close to Celeste Rivas Hernandez's family. That part's crazy.
Who was in the courtroom, and the judge kicked our reporter out and closed the hearing.
And then Rock, you were in the vertical, huh? You were in the vertical.
Something was going on about what was happening in the grand jury room, and it may well be there was some dispute over what Morgan Roth would or would not say. But again, we don't know what that is. Now let's go to Wednesday, because this gets even more interesting. So I told you that Beth Silverman is the DA. Morgan Roth's lawyer is a woman by the name of Evan Janess. So this is after the conversation on Monday. On Wednesday, Beth Silverman, the prosecutor, walks out into the hallway and starts talking to attorney Evan Janess. And what we are told by people who are around there is that that Beth Silverman was very frustrated and said that she would have a judge issue a body attachment to a female witness.
And it's crazy because until this day, right? This is December 10th, and it is almost about to be April 1st. And until this day, we still have no idea who that female was that was supposed to receive that body attachment and was supposed to be arrested. I don't know. I don't understand how TMZ doesn't know who this person is, or if this person even got arrested. I think that's wild.
That was supposed to appear before the grand jury, a witness whom Janess represents. Remember, Janess also represents Morgan Roth. So
thank you so much for your 10 gifted memberships. If you guys, some of you guys who are active in the chat, like Leah, Brandon, Carenza, if you guys received a gifted membership from Coco Mom, please make sure you drop a Coco Mom emoji and say thank you to Coco Mom in the chat, please.
This witness didn't show up, and Beth Silverman seemed frustrated, according to the people there, and said to Janess, I'm going to have a body attachment placed on this woman, and we're going to have her taken to court. That's an arrest, taken to court to appear before the grand jury. So we don't know if that woman also has a connection to Morgan Roth, who is again represented by Evan Janess. So there are a lot of connections here, connections between Josh Marshall and Morgan Roth, both of whom were really intimately involved in David's day-to-day life. And then you have this female witness who may be involved with Morgan Roth as well, because the same lawyer represents both of them. And you've got a situation where it sounds like not everybody is being fully cooperative with the prosecutor, who seems to be getting increasingly frustrated as the grand jury plows along.
All right, you guys. So that was that video. Let me take you guys back to this one right over here, because here is the conversation that Lauren Conlon had, where SF kind of details all of this information regarding the email.
It just seemed like anything you ask for, you can get away with. You just believe your
Jazzy, where have you been? Where have you left us?
Allegedly.
Like bulletproof, and I think to an extent that's why he thought anybody could get rid of the car. But I can tell
right there. Look at this comment right here on Lauren Conlon's page. It says Josh is sus. Type of one in the chat if you guys think Josh is sus or he's got nothing to do with this.
I can definitely tell you that these managers, and I've been like directly in that world before. These managers know everything about their clients. They literally manage their entire life, not just their music career. Everything is like so. And he was put, I wish I could say exactly who this email letter was sent to.
Pay attention, you guys. Pay attention because he's about to tell y'all.
Besides Josh, but there are people very, very close. There's a lot of people that were put on notice.
Can you read it to us, the email, without giving anything away?
I can't, but I can tell you it wasn't just like Josh. It was like.
Can you reintroduce what it is, just for people who might have just been joining?
So when she went missing in 2024, some of her friends and family knew. They knew about David or whatever, and somebody so there's like a language barrier with the mom does not speak English and the dad is not in the country, and so somebody was helping them, somebody is very close to the family and like Elsinore and knows all of them, and wrote a letter kind of on their behalf, and it was an email letter. It was sent to Josh and a family member of Josh and some other people.
There he goes. He says that the email was sent to Josh and a family member of Josh. And who might that be? I think the only person that we know of publicly would be his wife, right?
Letter kind of on their behalf, and it was an email letter. It was sent to Josh and a family member of Josh and some other people.
Look at Lauren Conlon's face when
to Josh and a family member of Josh.
Look at that face that she makes. Oh my Lord, she is shocked.
Josh and some other people, and basically said, we know that she's with him. I don't think they knew the address at the time, but they knew she's with him, and that they included the missing persons flyer. She's a missing person. She's 12 or 13 at that time, and the next I think it was the next day or the day after, she showed up. She just showed up on her own back home.
How did these people know Josh but not David?
It was an adult.
So this person who sent the email was an adult. It's been reported that the person who sent the report or the email was very close to Celeste Rivas Hernandez's family. And some believe that person may have also been the same person that Asia Collins responded to in the DMs on Instagram when she first seen that missing persons poster. So who that person might be, it might have been the photographer or the makeup artist who was there with Asia during her Valentine's Day shoot of 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
It was an adult that just
a family friend of Celeste.
Somebody that if you're trying to get a hold of David,
family friend of Celeste.
Somebody that if you're trying to get a hold of David, I guess you could, and you have any knowledge of the industry and stuff, you could be like, okay, I can look up who his manager is and contact his manager.
So Austin, Asia has posted, right? She's been very active on TikTok, and what we've also learned too is that Asia recently went to Brazil, and she was in Brazil roughly around the same time that David was supposed to perform at Lollapalooza in Rio de Janeiro, which we were talking about during the last live. This is very similar to when she posted that one photo of her with Trent Kim. That photo that she posted when they were both in Oslo, Norway. I don't know if you guys remember that photo, right? But Asia went to Oslo, Norway with Trent, and that was around the same time that David was supposed to start his European leg of the tour in Oslo, Norway. So, has Asia been taking subtle shots at David and her freedom? I don't know. That's for you guys to decide.
So you think these people, these friends of Celeste or family friends, they knew of David, they knew he was a singer, they didn't know how to get in touch with him, but they knew enough to Google possibly his manager. So they retrieve Josh Marshall's email just as strangers saying, hey, we think she's with your client or whatever. And then the next day she shows up back home.
They actually dug a little bit deeper into that and find out a little bit more about his personal life and people around Josh. And so, but yeah, so again, I don't want to give up. It would give up the person and they don't want to be given up. But you know, so but the thing is, she showed up within 24 hours or so. So and then about a month later, she split again.
Whoa, Steve. I mean, so Josh is going to be sitting right next to David in the cell, allegedly, if.
Josh can go down on this, I think, and again, it's shocking. I understand Interscope's probably like, don't nobody say anything, including David. But if I was Josh trying to save my career, I'd be like, I'd want to get out in front of this. I get what a defense attorney is going to say. I get what defense attorney is going to say, and I understand why. But I'm talking about the court of public opinion, not the. You got to, like, if you're balancing both because you're a public figure, it's like, okay. And I know that's like every defense attorney is gonna be like, nope, I don't care about your career. Like,
yeah,
you go out of prison. But the silence is.
SF Investigates has a clip channel. I don't know. How SF would definitely not be talking like that. That's funny though. Some SF Investigates got a clip channel. Yo, that's wild. Somebody follow.
Is deafening in this case. Like, nobody from his camp has said a word.
Wait, how did that go under the radar for so long? Like, I guess I'm confused also because, like, so, and somebody just asked this. Hold on. They said, why was there still an official missing person report active if she was in contact with her family? Well, it came out that initial April missing flyer, you know, that was just what people were using when she was found deceased. Oh, look, this girl was missing at one point. She did return. She did leave again. So we know that.
Okay, so there's that video right over there, but I want to take us back to, hold on, let me bring this back up really quick. This was about 3 months ago. Let me get the actual date. December 16th, right? So 6 days later after that last clip regarding Rob Morgenroth, Jesse Weber came out and put out a statement. He put out a video. And this is where he kind of details the shocking discovery found inside David's home. And they were talking about the burn cage.
It may give us some sort of insight into what happened to 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
Shout out to Kokomon for gifting 5 more memberships. If you guys received the gift of membership, please make sure you thank Kokomon in the chat, you guys. Thank you, Kokomon. Appreciate you. There you go. There you go.
Who, as you know, her body was found in a Tesla that was allegedly registered to singer David back in September out in
There's no way this is SF. That's funny.
LA. There have been no arrests. There have been no charges filed. There has been reporting, particularly from TMZ, that possibly an investigative grand jury out in LA may be hearing evidence. We did previous sidebars on that. You can check it all out. But one underlying question that we don't have the answer to, and from a forensic point of view, perhaps is a complicating factor, is what happened to Celeste? How did she die?
Yeah,
what was the
Rob.
true state of her body? How was she moved? Which is why the update that I'm about to get into is so interesting. You want to talk about complicating. You know what else is complicating? The fact that the cause and manner of death hasn't been released, and that the
oh, Molly, well, you crazy.
Details from the medical examiner's office have been sealed by court order. You know, according to a release from the medical examiner's office. It said at 10:54 a.m. on Friday, November 21st, the County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner received a court order initiated by the Los Angeles Police Department to place a security hold on medical examiner case number 2025-14252 Celeste Rivas Hernandez. No records or details associated with the case, including the cause and manner of death and medical examiner report, can be released or posted on the website until further notice. And then you had the Robbery Homicide Division that released a statement not only addressing this, but also addressing the media reporting that Celeste was decapitated and that her body was either entirely or partially frozen. Now, this is based primarily on reporting from
that
TMZ.
was not true.
They had a statement that said, Robbery Homicide Division statement on Celeste Rivas investigation, Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Police Department is aware of the recent stories posted by various media outlets about the David Celeste Rivas investigation and would like to dispel some misinformation contained in their reporting. The body of Celeste Rivas was not frozen when it was discovered on September 8th, 2025. She had not been decapitated. As far as the court order, the LAPD sought to seal the records of the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's investigation into Celeste Rivas' death. That order was sought only to ensure detectives from Robbery Homicide Division learned of important information surrounding her death before the media and the public. The order was not sought to undermine transparency. Okay, now we got to talk about this update. And this update concerns Steve Fisher. We've had him on the program before. Steve is the private investigator who was hired by the owner of the property where David had reportedly been staying in the Hollywood Hills. That property was apparently near the Tesla. That property, by the way, was searched by authorities. Now, Steve has come out and made some comments about his investigation, including things like this.
But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is, there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her. And it's scary, sadistic stuff. And that's why we're trying to learn more about that. I wish I could say more, but for obvious reasons I can't. But it doesn't have to do with how she died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at the time and things just, their timing was just off as far as getting this done. But there's a few things that were just like, will blow your mind.
And he was recently discussed on another episode of Sidebar where he made a post on X seemingly fighting back about potentially being held in contempt of court for allegedly talking about or discussing a case that he had seemingly testified about. He really fought back against that allegation as well. And we assume this was about the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. Not definitively confirmed, but when you read between the lines of his message, it seemed to be that. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit later. But now, given what he has said about his findings, this is what we need to talk about. He just posted this on X. Quote,
sees the home incinerator in the mansion of David Burke, D4.
Kidding. I knew I was on mute. Sorry, y'all. Newbie here. Damn, almost forgot everything. Thank you. I'm back. Oh no. I was gonna say, I don't even know what I was gonna say now. Damn. I was gonna jump right over to this video right over here because Jesse Weber was just going to go to the tweet, but we're going to jump right over to this Nancy Grace video where she's actually talking to SF directly regarding this burn cage incinerator.
VD.
Thanks, Ronan. I appreciate all the muted emojis. Appreciate you. That's what caught my eye.
Joining me right now is a now renowned private investigator, Steve Fisher. Steve, I know that you were hired by the owner of the
And can you guys drop a Nancy Grace emoji in the chat, y'all?
D4VD mansion to find out what the hay was going on inside the mansion after Celeste's body is found. Where did you see a home incinerator?
The home incinerator was actually inside the house. It wasn't even in the
Not a
garage.
bird
I mean, it was still
cage.
packaged, but it's a 55-pound, device, and which serves no purpose at that house. And so it immediately raised, huge alarm bells with us. And it, especially considering it's found in the Tesla, and you got to wonder what the plans were ultimately
There
to
you go.
maybe get rid of her permanently.
I got a question for you, Steve Fisher. You state that the home incinerator was still packaged. Did you take photos of it?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know what kind of incinerator it is, the name brand?
Yeah, it's made by a company called Dr. Burn, and their whole advertisement is that it burns at 1,600 degrees, and human cremations are done at 1,400 degrees. So this is meant to reduce things, including animal carcasses and whatnot. And this is something you would typically find on a farm.
Well, I've got a question for you. Why
Yeah,
are
well-
you saying it's used for animal carcasses? I'm not saying that it's not, but did you see anything on the package to inform you of that?
So as soon as we found it on the outside, it clearly says Dr. Byrne, and we went right to their website, and they're advertising, and other people's using it on YouTube. It shows that's what it's for. Now, it's not just for animal carcasses; it can incinerate literally anything.
Leave her
But
alone.
this is something that's not even legal in the Hollywood Hills because of the fire ordinances and whatnot. And then, we also found it, with a chainsaw. And so, there's just a lot of questions. And it's a horrible look,
So let me understand. Steve Fisher, hired by the owner of Burke's mansion where he was renting it, you find a home incinerator. What I find very critical, two things. If you go to as you're calling it, Dr. Burn, it's DR, original burn cage. There are YouTube videos about burning animal carcasses. So if I looked up home incinerator to burn carcass, that would pop up. Curious. So right there, and I'll circle back to you, Brian Fitzgibbons, there needs to be a full-on digital search as to whether that query was ever typed into anybody's phone,
So are we still on good graces with Nancy Grace? She hasn't gotten to you yet?
laptop, iPad, you name it. But okay, so I know that pops up. But what I find very critical, Steve, is the date of the purchase. For instance, let me just throw this at you. You remember Brian Koberger, of course, who goes on Amazon and buys a dagger, a K-bar knife that was used to murder 4 innocent University of Idaho students. And his Amazon search was uncovered, and the purchase, and where he looked to buy a replacement after the murders. We know, for instance, cult mom Lori Vallow goes onto Amazon and buys a wedding dress, a groom's outfit, and a ring before her new husband's wife is killed. Amazon is a beautiful thing. So I'm curious, Steve Fisher, when the burn cage was purchased. We've heard about the burn cage. What we haven't heard about is, what does it prove? Is it probative? It was still in the package. It wasn't used to destroy her body. But if I can draw a nexus between the time of her death and the time that burn cage was purchased, I got something. What about it, Fisher?
Yeah, so we don't have the exact date, but it just so happened that on January 19th, the owner had an inspection done of the house. Was very thorough with photographs. At that time, we know that the burn cage was not at the house on January 19th. And so sometime between the 19th and, when
Wait, January 19th? Oh, that's when they went to go serve the search warrant. Search warrant was served on January 18th. January 8th? No, it was September 18th. I'm tripping. Wait, what?
we know that the burn cage was not at the house on January 19th.
January 19th. What's somebody in the chat remind me, what is so significant about that date?
At that time, we know that the burn cage was not at the house on January 19th. And so sometime between the 19th and, when the search warrant happened in September is when this arrived. And, it's also around the time that the new Tesla arrived on February 1st. So there seemed to be a lot happening at the end of January, beginning of February. But as of January 19th, it was not there. But after, as of September, it was there. So it appears it was ordered between those dates.
Okay, joining me, as I said, an all-star panel. Joe Scott, you've got a question for Fisher?
Hey, Steve.
Hold on. Joe Scott, I got to warn you about one thing, Joe Scott.
Yeah.
Isn't it true, Steve Fisher, that you were called in front of the grand jury?
No.
Can you confirm that?
I can't say anything about a grand jury.
Okay, well, if you had not been called, you would have said no. So I'm going to take that as a yes. I've got a funny feeling that the prosecutor is going to be extremely irritated with you because you found evidence that the LAPD had not found yet. And I'm referring specifically to the Tesla with the dead body in the trunk of a little girl, Celeste Rivas. You found that and you scoured the neighborhood and got the Ring doorbell cam and the surveillance cam and could show that the car was being moved around the neighborhood so nobody would complain it's parked out in front of their house. You even caught one of the driver's face. You still haven't revealed to me who that is. And LAPD or the DA's office didn't find any of that. So I guess she's a little ill with you right now. That said, I have a source telling me you were called in front of the grand jury, whether you confirm it or deny it. Okay, Joe Scott, the point being he may not be able to answer some of our questions, but have at it.
I'll try to make it as general as possible. Hey, Steve, Joseph Scott Morgan. I got a question for you. I've been through this area before, only as a tourist. I could never afford, to even know anyone there. High dollar area. If you rent a place up there, it would seem odd that it would be incumbent upon that person to do their own landscaping work. And I'm fascinated about this chainsaw and this idea that I'm sure the shrubs are lovely. And you've got this, from what I'm understanding, an unopened chainsaw there. What would be the purpose of someone having this thing? And when did
this all come out on the same night? I can't remember if SF Investigates went on like a tirade of just dropping breadcrumbs and came out with the whole burn cage theory. And then later on that night, he also talked about like a chainsaw. Was that all in the same night? I can't remember.
show up?
Well, so you nailed it exactly. Because I've heard some people say that, people have chainsaws that do yard work and trim trees. This was a rental that the owner was completely in charge of all the maintenance, including the pool, the tree trimming, everything. That this was plug and play. They didn't have to do any of their own yard work. So there's no reason for.
So I'm assuming the chainsaw came out first then, right? Because they're talking about the burn cage? Or did Nancy just make a video late?
To be there, and it showed up again after January 19th. It was not
January 7th.
There because there was photo documentation of that walkthrough of the inspection, annual inspection. So it showed up after, between the time of the search, January 19th, and the time of the search warrant. But you're absolutely right. They're not responsible for any of that maintenance, and can't think of any reason that they would need a chainsaw there.
Joining us now, Melissa McCarty, investigative journalist and author of The Making of a Crime Reporter. Melissa, thank you for being with us. You have a question for Fisher? Go ahead.
I do. Hey.
So Electric Snails on Twitch said January 19th was annual inspection at the mansion. That's right.
Steve, two questions for you. One is, who were the two items addressed to? Was it the owner of the house or somebody else? And also, it's my understanding the LAPD, they did not take those items as evidence, but do you know?
No, this isn't new. We're just recapping some of the old stuff. The people wanted to review, so we're recapping.
If there was any kind of brushing of fingerprints to see if David or somebody else in his inner circle at one point laid their hands on those boxes.
She just said, you guys, did you hear what she just said?
Items as evidence, but do you know if there was any kind of brushing of fingerprints to see if David or somebody else in his inner circle, any kind of brushing of fingerprints to see if David or somebody else in his inner circle at one point laid their hands on those boxes or collected those boxes, touched them to link the two?
Very good question. So they did not take the items. We contacted them and asked them.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Shout out to Kokomon for her $25 donation on Cash App. I must have missed that. Thank you so much, Kokomon. If you're still here, I don't know if you left and got some rest, but thank you so much for your Cash App donation. I totally appreciate you.
Specifically about it, and they told us that they photographed them, but they did not fingerprint them, and there was no dust.
They also sang the bad boys, what you gonna do, when they come. That's it.
On them, and they didn't appear to illuminol them either because they hadn't been removed from the packaging. So as far as who they were addressed to, they were addressed in a fake name, somebody that did not live at the residence, but they accepted the packages at the residence, and we believe just from the investigation we've been able to do that they used prepaid gift cards to purchase the items.
Wait. You're giving me all new information. Wait a minute.
Wait
Are you telling
a minute, y'all. You telling me they use gift cards?
me? Have you told anybody else this? Are you telling me the home incinerator was addressed to a fake name, but somebody in that house accepted the package?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Correct.
How do you know that? Did you see the name?
Yes.
What was the name? How do you know it was fake?
Well, when I say
that look that he gives her kills me every single time.
What was the name? How do you know it was fake?
Somebody screenshot that. Hurry. Somebody screenshot that and put it in the Discord so we can make a emoji.
Well, when I say fake name, it's somebody that does not live at the residence. It's the name of a female that does not live at the residence. Yet they accepted, they signed for the package through DHL.
Oh, I'm learning so much right now.
You're right, Viking woman. 205 days, you guys. And it's crazy because we're on day 51 now for Nancy Guthrie. Still no answers. But imagine Celeste's case, right? Celeste is already dead. 14-year-old girl dismembered in the front trunk of David's Tesla. 205 days. And we have yet to receive a single, not even one, press conference from LAPD. What are they waiting for?
Okay, so this guy did not go run down to Home Depot and buy a home incinerator. That means somebody went online, Steve Fisher, and ordered it. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And I'm sure those records are very subpoenable.
Remember, you guys, I just want to remind you guys, right? He said that it had to have been delivered sometime after January 19th and before September, right? Keep in mind that January 7th, 2025, the beginning of January 2025, we had those crazy wildfires in the Palisades and here in Altadena, literally in my backyard. Those fires ravaged the entire city of the Palisades and Altadena, literally almost cleared out, 80% of the city, right? Houses burnt down. It was just crazy. So why did he have a burn cage ordered during a time when wildfires were literally at the highest?
Okay, Danny Rubin joining me right now, veteran criminal defense attorney, founder of the Rubin Law Firm. Danny, thank you for being with us tonight. I was ill. I was getting a chest pain that was radiating up into my teeth when I was hearing Steve Fisher talking about, nope, they did not seize the home incinerator. They did not seize the chainsaw. They did not fingerprint them. They did not luminol them. I mean, that's bad police work right there, that they just took pictures of them. Because, juries, they want to look at it. They want to touch it, hold it, feel it, smell it, the whole shebang. But then I was heartened when I heard him say,
Enforcer Motorsports said usually prepaid cards aren't accepted for some purchases online because sometimes it has you put the name on the card, which you'd find first and last. I heard that too, but I heard that there's also a way around that. I think if you, I think that you can just put because I remember I did this once too. I needed to put in a name that didn't have a name registered to the card, but all I did was put in the word gift card, and I was able to make the purchase, something like that.
it was sent to a fake name to somebody that doesn't live there, to this address, and it was accepted by someone in that home, which tells me there is a digital trail, Danny Rubin. It proves a lot.
Oh man, do you guys remember the day when you had to get prepaid calling cards? Yo, Leah, you're telling everybody your age. You're telling everybody.
I mean, what it can prove is the account that ordered it. It doesn't necessarily prove who ordered it. I mean, when I look at a case like this, I look at who's got the most to lose here. David had to know that if he is the one that would be culpable for this, he'd be the first one to be looked at. My question is, who's the second or who's the third? That's the person I'd want to investigate as his defense attorney.
You would want to investigate them to what? So let's pretend for a moment that you're David Anthony Burke's lawyer. You want to look at everybody around him. So let's just be real here. So you can pull a SOD. Some other dude did it defense. So you're looking around at everybody else. Is that what you're saying? Just be straight.
Well, my question is, what if someone else actually did do it? I mean, his two managers are around him all the time. They're the ones that are economically invested. Robert Morgenroth was actually, as far as I've read, called to testify at the grand jury, and he was recorded saying, "Why didn't I call the police?" Yes, the manager.
Okay, so they tried and it worked in the Top Mom Casey Anthony murder case when she got her mother, Cindy Anthony, to go on the stand under oath and fall on her sword and take the blame for the highly damning searches for how to make chloroform. She said that she wrote chlorophyll, not chloroform, and that the computer spell checked her because she wanted to get rid of bamboo in the backyard and made no sense at all.
And those burn cages right now for a 55-pound burn cage currently list for $559. They're currently on sale at $499, but if you buy now, if you act now, there's a special price for $399.99, you guys. Because who's buying a burn cage in the summer? That shit don't make sense.
That said, it worked in that case, so I can't poo-poo it that quickly. Brian Fitzgibbons is joining us now. Director of Operations, USPA Nationwide Security.
Hey, shout out to Storm for grabbing that screenshot of SF.
Brian, you also, in your search for people all around the world, are an expert at digital forensics.
I'm going to the city and I'm going.
What should they be doing?
We're about to rally and have a protest, and then I'll get arrested and shit by the LAPD.
Right now to determine who ordered the burn cage.
Yeah, I want to applaud Steve Fisher, Nancy, and the work that he's done, and identifying that these.
Me, Leah, I'm 40. I just turned 40. I celebrated my birthday in February. I turned the beautiful young age of 40.
The purchase was made with these gift cards, that it was delivered to a fictitious name or a name that wasn't at the residence. this is going to provide investigators with a good foothold to begin that forensic search and subpoena these purchase records of what date this burn cage was purchased.
Obsidian, are you coming down if we protest? 'Cause we'll protest if you come down.
On what IP address was the system accessed. They're going to be able to get quite a bit of information off of that purchase. And I think that you will see that provided that this moves forward to trial.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, Gold Digger. I didn't know that gift cards come with the actual chips, so you can still tap them. That's crazy.
You know what? You brought up another issue, Brian Fitzgibbons. Thank you. I was so taken by the fact that this was obviously ordered online. I wonder if they're going to be able to find where the purchaser watched that YouTube video Fisher just told us about, how the home fire cage can burn dead carcasses. Question to you, Steve Fisher, owner, founder of Steve Fisher SF Investigations. Steve, how do you know that it was bought with gift cards?
No, so I want to be clear. From what we've uncovered, it looks to us like it was purchased with gift cards from the communications that we've had. I can't say that 100% for certain, but it appears that that's how it was done. But we haven't.
What kind of gift cards? Please say Amazon. What kind of gift cards? American Express, Visa, Home Depot?
Yeah, one of those you go to Target and buy like a prepaid Visa or Amex or whatever, like that. Just something that doesn't have your name attached to it. Although you have to, I guess, technically register it, but you can use that in anybody's name. But I'll bet you that there is an email address that they formed this person's name, this fake name. So, and then that'll probably reside on one of those computers. And, I think they'll be able to tie it all back to them. I don't think these are geniuses by any means.
You said that you can't say gift cards were used 100%, but that you have personally you and your team have done investigations that lead you to believe that gift cards were used. You're telling me the gift cards were not to a specific store such as Home Depot or Lowe's. You're telling me they were of the variety that you can go to Target and get like American Express or Visa gift cards. Is that correct?
Yes, right. Yes.
Okay, which leads me to believe that they were bought at Target. Were they bought at Target?
Oh, I honestly have no idea about that. I'm just saying that, like they're a seller of those. I don't know where they bought the gift cards at, but they were delivered, through a, delivery service, like you order online and it appears that they use DHL to ship this, item.
DHL.
To ship the
Don't they ship like internationally?
Gift cards or to ship the burn cage?
When I bought something on Alibaba, they shipped it to my house through DHL.
The burn cage. So I think it's going to be fairly easy to track it back.
Okay. Karen Stark joining me, forensic psychologist, renowned TV radio trauma expert, consultant at KarenStark.com. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Can't you just see? There's going to be video, right? They have cameras everywhere, specifically on the registers. Can't you just see this merry troop slinking into a store and getting all these gift cards, which is, they think, so sneaky because it's not in their name? I wonder if they paid in cash or did they charge it? Oh, I hope they charged it. Trying so hard to cover up, yet leaving a trail a mile wide for somebody like Steve Fisher to find.
It's very clear that these people were disorganized, Nancy. Nobody really understood that. How could you leave even the body in a car and keep moving the car around and not think that somebody would notice it, especially where they were? And if you consider the fact that she was dismembered, and then you also look at the fact that someone ordered a chainsaw, somebody ordered this burn incinerator, it's very telling that there was intent, or at least it seems that way, that they turned this body, it was dehumanized, and they were looking for any way, according to me, it seems, to get rid of the body without even thinking about this as a person.
Back to Steve Fisher, following up on what Karen Stark, psychologist, said. Steve Fisher, isn't it true that D4VD, aka David Allen Burke, was going on tour? So if Celeste was already dead, they wait and they wait and they wait, and the home incinerator doesn't show up. They're like, hell, just put her in the trunk. That's going to be the argument. Of course, they're all presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, you know what? Back up and punt. And she ends up in the trunk. Can't you just see that playing out, Fisher? Then the incinerator comes a day late, $1 short. Should have used FedEx. But no, they used DHL. What about it, Fisher?
Yeah, personally, I think the incinerator was already there. I think this became a case of
David Allen Burke,
them chickening out. They or whoever was supposed to do it didn't do it, and then they just ran out of time. I mean,
it's okay, Obsidian. If we go, we'll have a sign for you that says your name. Obsidian was here in spirit,
and this is what baffles me about the whole case. We're talking about people that are, quite frankly, idiots, and now how is it taking this many months to be able to put this case together to be them chargeable? Because these are not people that pulled off a perfect crime, and this is the part that really baffles me. Is it's so sloppy, yet there's apparently not enough to charge them yet. I don't understand.
PI Steve Fisher claims he found a burn cage incinerator and a chainsaw inside the home rented for Burke by his manager. Employed by the property owner to determine what took place in his house, Fisher uncovered the items still in their original packaging and were unused. The incinerator is illegal in Los Angeles, delivered to the residents.
So, Hope G, it was confirmed when the court documents came out that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was indeed dismembered. Her body was dismembered and placed in 2 separate bags. They said that her arms and her legs were placed in one bag, while her head and her torso were placed in another.
Under a fake name, and claims to reach a temperature of 1,600 degrees.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here.
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing promos. But here, let me get a photo. Maybe, I don't know if I have a photo here. So here's a photo of the Tesla the day that her body was discovered. Here you can see, and it was mentioned that when her body was discovered in the front trunk of David's Tesla, she was placed in what is known as a cadaver bag. Normally, anytime patients or people pass away, they're carried out or placed in body bags before they are taken to the morgue. Body bags come in a ton of different colors. When I was dealing with body bags during COVID, the color that we would always use in the hospitals were white. So this one is a black one. Normally, you'll see people like funeral homes and stuff, when they come and pick up patients, what they do is they place the patients. This is from experience when I was working in the hospital or a lot of the nursing homes that I've used to work in. Anytime a patient would pass away, they would come pick up the body, place them in these cadaver bags, and then place them in their vans. And then, yeah, these bags can be purchased on Amazon, apparently, right? That's crazy. I can't believe that they could be purchased on Amazon. There's really no need for anybody to be able to purchase one. And then it said that so there were 2 bags. They said that this was the cadaver bag, right? And then they said underneath it was another black bag. They never specified what kind of bag or if it was a second cadaver bag. So that's the part that isn't too clear on any of the documentations. And when it comes to Celeste being decapitated, we learned that she was not decapitated. Her head and her torso were still connected, but she was placed in 2 separate bags. So her arms and her legs, and I think her extremities, meaning her arms and her legs, were cut down into smaller pieces. That's crazy.
Interest rates for the fourth time.
Will face murder charges for the death of Celeste, and the grand jury hearing the case right now is going to be asked to hand down an indictment. An investigative grand jury can be useful to subpoena and then force uncooperative witnesses to testify. And sources now say the grand jury hearing witnesses is actually one that will vote on indictments. And these sources indicate prosecutor Beth Silverman, among others, believes Burke was involved in the death of Celeste.
So let me understand, to Dave Mack joining us, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Dave, we were first told this grand jury was just an investigative grand jury that was gathering evidence on Celeste's death. Now we're learning an indictment looms, and it is a homicide indictment. I never had any doubt that this grand jury was going to seek charges. Do I have that right, Dave Mack? We're expecting a grand jury indictment to come down.
That's what everything is pointing towards, Nancy, right now, expecting an indictment to be handed down for homicide.
Danny Rubin, you have dealt with many, many grand jury indictments.
Good to see you here in the live. I always see you in the comments. So welcome. Are they stalling because they have more leads on murder victims who may potentially be connected to David? It's a great question. They want to perhaps tie it also. He can't ever walk. You know, I haven't heard if there are any other victims that are unalived. But I definitely have heard of other victims, you know, who have been in relationships with them. So that's a great question. Maybe that's what's taking so long. Maybe they're just waiting for the family to testify. I don't know.
I don't know if you're a former prosecutor, but were you a former prosecutor at any point, Danny?
No, defense attorney from the very beginning, but I've dealt with the aftermath.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Long story short, if the grand jury is meeting to indict, not just investigate, that means they have to pick a charge, Reuben. They've got to go with, if it's homicide, murder 1, murder 2, voluntary or involuntary. And then, of course, there's felony murder. They've got to pick between those charges. They could indict in the alternative, which means a murder 1 with a murder 2 and a...
No, Leah, this guy is not in jail at all. If you're referring to David, David has not been arrested. He has only been named a target in this investigation. So look, you guys, it's here right now. It's 11:40, so it's still March 31st. David just had his 21st birthday on March 28th and celebrated his birthday as a free man. So, I mean, nobody thought that he'd be able to celebrate his birthday, right? But, you know, here we are.
A voluntary or even involuntary, all in the same indictment, so a jury can pick. So if they're going to go with murder 1, go with me, Reuben, go with me. That means they either got the COD from the body, which was decomposed, and they know there was either a gunshot wound, a broken hyoid bone to suggest asphyxiation, something in toxicology, a knife.
And as of right now, David has not been arrested. I just checked the sheriff's department for their jail record, and there is nothing. So we just looked them up right now. No records were found. Please refine its search criteria. So no arrests.
Nick to one of the bones. They've either got it from the body itself or they've got a witness to say she was murdered and this is what happened. Because they got to indict on those few choices, murder 1, murder 2, voluntary, involuntary. That's all the choices there are for homicide. To do murder 1 or murder 2, they had to find something from the body or a witness.
I don't know what to put, so I put this name. What's going on? How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our family from Ireland.
What do you think?
I think if they had something from the body, they would have been bringing charges a lot sooner. It seems like if they're looking into indicting for homicide, whichever one they pick, they probably got some information from a witness that they questioned over the past month or two. I know they're going to be calling back witnesses in February. That's what I read. So it seems like they're still trying to find more evidence. But if they're looking to switch that investigation now, it's probably because of something someone said, possibly in conjunction with something they found on the body.
Dave Mack, speaking of witnesses before the grand jury, isn't it true that witnesses, at least one, has refused to come to the grand jury? Isn't that true?
Absolutely true, Nancy. And they've gone so far as to threaten to arrest her if she won't come in.
Danny Rubin, I'm just wondering, let's just put together the pieces here, Rubin. A witness stated that she refused to come to the grand jury. An order went out to either bring her in, have her arrested, give her immunity.
Here, so really quick, let me just kind of review this document with you guys. This is the appendix that was shared by SF Investigates regarding the court order, or the court documents, explaining everything. So it says here that on September 8th, 2025, at approximately 10:30 hours, Los Angeles Police Department LAPD detectives received a phone call from the manager of Hollywood Area Official Police Garage. The manager stated a black Tesla Model X had been impounded as an abandoned vehicle by the Department of Transportation on September 5th, 3 days before she was discovered, you guys. The manager told police there was a strong smell of decay coming from the vehicle, which was attracting flies. LAPD detectives responded to the Hollywood tow yard to investigate. Detectives approached the vehicle, which was parked on the upper deck of the impound lot, and immediately noticed the smell of decaying biological material consistent with a decomposing corpse coming from the front storage compartment of the vehicle. Detectives obtained a search warrant for the vehicle, and when the front storage compartment was opened, detectives observed a black cadaver bag covered with insects and a strong odor of decay. Utilizing black latex gloves, detectives partially unzipped the bag and observed a decomposed head and torso. Yikes. Investigators and criminalists from the LA County Department of Medical Examiners responded to the tow yard to process the decomposed body. Upon removing the cadaver from the front storage compartment, it was discovered the arms and legs had been severed from the body. So severed, completely removed, you guys. A second black bag was discovered underneath the cadaver bag. Upon opening the second bag, the dismembered body parts were discovered. Let me see. Detectives were advised that on August 26, 2025, a citizen reported the above-mentioned Tesla as an abandoned vehicle parked across from 1405 Bluebird Street. On August 27, 2025, DOT officers responded to Bluebird and marked the vehicle. On September 3rd, 2025, the DOT returned to the vehicle and issued a citation. On September 5th, the DOT impounded the vehicle to Hollywood Area Tow. It was noted that the Tesla was registered to target David Anthony Burke at 37150 Porter Lane, Hempstead, Texas. So that is the address of his parents' house, actually. Okay. David, who is a singer and performing artist, was on tour at the time his vehicle was impounded. Detectives learned that Colleen Burke is the mother of target David Anthony Burke and has a close relationship with him. Per several witnesses, I didn't read this part. She is instrumental to his career success and manages his business finances. So Colleen was born on June 11th. Okay. Anyways, back to this.
If she was facing charges herself, therefore, she would have no reason to take the Fifth Amendment from the grand jury or charge her with contempt. If you're a target, you can be given immunity and forced to testify because you have no Fifth Amendment right to remain silent if you're not going to be charged. Or if you're just a witness, you can be held in contempt and jailed until you testified. Okay, so that word goes out, and the next thing you know, an indictment is being handed down. Sounds to me like they got the witness testified, and now we're looking at a homicide indictment.
That could be it. I mean, like I said before, it could be something in conjunction with what they found in the body. It could be some combination of testimonies. But this is why we have subpoena powers, because both the prosecution and defense, prosecution and grand jury, defense at trial and preliminary hearing. We need that to bring in witnesses who can testify. And many times we can't get what we need without those witnesses. So it's a very big stick that we have to bring witnesses in that we need.
Danny Rubin,
Right.
you have a question
And you're right. Thank you for that. I'm gonna have to block that out later.
for Steve Fisher?
Yeah, Steve, when you investigated the home where David was purportedly living, was there anything else of note that you found? Anything still in its wrapper? Anything that was looked like it had not been taken out of its packaging?
No, besides those two items, there was a couple full respirators, almost like gas masks at the house, but they were out of the package. Don't know exactly what they were for, but those were the two, most damning things for sure. There was a lot of stuff left behind that was of value, such as the memory card with all the photos, but nothing that really was like, what would that be doing here?
Joe Scott Morgan joining me, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, star of Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, we're learning.
Arizona, what's going on? Obsidian said, do you guys think David is watching right now?
Allegedly.
Maybe.
A lot tonight. Okay, we knew that there was a chainsaw. We knew that there was a home incinerator. We didn't know that it had been purchased with gift cards anonymously and that it had been sent under a fake name. Now we know that purchase can be traced and we can find out, hopefully, if there's video, who bought the gift cards and where and when. What does this mean to you forensically? What can we prove with this new evidence?
Well, I think certainly with the gift cards in particular, because that is something that can be digitally traced. And just let me remind everybody, these gift cards can be picked up anywhere. It doesn't have to be at a big store. You can walk into a gas station and buy these things. So, but the upside with
but
this
it can be traced, Joe Scott, the location of where the gift card, they got numbers on them like guns, for Pete's sake. You can find where a gift card was purchased.
Yeah, and it gets and the digital evidence here gets very granular. And so it's going to be very specific. You can put a really tight pin in this thing. Also, the initial purchase, the utility of these things, and then you track along with the purchases that are made. Now, I'm going to use a term here, and I'm sure you'll slap me down for saying this. I got to tell you, Nancy, from a legal standpoint, the things I've heard attorneys say in the past with these boxes of unopened items, when you think about the chainsaw.
That's right. There were gas masks too, huh? Sassy Kisses, what's going on? How's it going? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Ronan, you're out. Have a good one, Ronan. Sleep well, Ronan.
And this burn box and these sorts of things, this almost smacks of like an inchoate offense. I don't know. I think I'd like to know your opinion of that, but there's planning going on, perhaps, if they can prove that. And maybe there is intent, but they just couldn't complete the act here. Going back to what Steve had said earlier, this seems like old reference here, the apple dumpling gang. They just can't get anything right. They're just kind of falling on their faces. No one can pull the trigger. There's not a leader. It's just like they push this thing off in the ether and maybe she'll just disappear. I don't know, because I got to tell you, out of all the cases I've covered, I've never seen anything, first off, take this long. You've got a lot of elements here of movement with the body. Going to Karen's point of disrespecting the remains to the
Obsidian, I didn't know that you had to register gift cards. I thought you just had to just activate them. But so you have to register them now? You have to put your name, your address, and everything? That's crazy. They just trying to track everything we do, huh?
This point. And then you have all these other elements where no one could finish the job.
Okay, you refer to inchoate. From the Latin verb inco.
Arizona, you are telling me we are at day 205, going on 206, with no answers. This whole case has been speculation. I mean, SF Investigates has shared some proof and some documentation of a supposed relationship, but 205 days, you guys, that's crazy. I mean, is this girl ever going to get justice?
Here, which means in its inception, in its beginning, just starting. So I see this. If any of this is borne out by the facts, and again, David Burke is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The beginning of the destruction of the body went because the burn cage and the chainsaw, and we do know she was dismembered. Where you come in. They obviously did not use a chainsaw. Hey, Steve Fisher, was the chainsaw also still in the package?
It had the protective shield over the blade. It wasn't in an actual package, but it's but it had the protective shield over it.
Okay, so it had never been used, which suggests that it's new.
Dondo Beach, how are you? Long time no see. Welcome back. It's wild that there's not more outages. Is it raining where you're at? Because it's been randomly started raining earlier tonight. I mean, it was gloomy all day, but those April showers are coming.
And we keep talking about, hey, do you do your own landscaping? Maybe, obviously, he didn't do his own landscaping, but if he had a landscaper that was going to use that, I mean, that could be a defense, but it was never used, which suggests it also was just bought and will probably be traceable. That said, in Cohate, I see it as evidence of destruction of the body, tampering with a corpse, which is also a felony, which is a separate offense from the homicide itself. I think we're going to see a very involved and intricate indictment, which deals with the actual death of Celeste and disposing of her body. And you're right, Joe Scott, the attempt to get rid of her body was in Cohate.
Harbor City.
It had just started, and it's leaving a trail.
It's currently raining right now. I can't even tell right now if it's raining out here. Let me check the weather. Hold up. Then that means, oh yeah, it's definitely raining here. Shit.
Oh.
Thank God though, because my washer just busted and I had to buy a new one. And luckily the person was able to deliver it and set it up literally as it started raining. So thank God that happened because I needed to wash some clothes.
The cover-up will likely be indicia proof of the crime itself. Wouldn't you agree with that? Maybe they just got tired.
Yeah, you get snow out there? Damn. I'm jealous. LA will never see snow. And if we see snow, the whole world is in trouble. That's just some crazy ass weather out here in LA if it ever starts snowing.
Of waiting to get all of the items, the burn cage, the chainsaw, and went, just put them in the trunk, man.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the case here. There's also one more issue to this, and this is rather gruesome. It's not that the rest of this hasn't been. It's just that who's going to draw the short straw here? Who's going to put this cage together, which, by the way, is very easy to assemble? Who's going to put the thing together, and then who's going to finish up the process of rendering down her body to the point where it's manageable to go in here? And also they think, oh my Lord, this is going to create a smell that no one is going to be able to escape.
You guys got snow in Long Beach back in the 2010s? Damn. And then Iraq, you're on the East Coast too, right? East Coast in the house.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here, as veteran defense attorney. I mean, Melissa McCarty joining us, investigative journalist. All of the people that lived in that home or were in and out frequently can be identified. Fisher has video of the person moving the Tesla around the neighborhood. He knows who that is. He saw the face. He's not saying. So don't you know that what Garagos and Levin said is true? They've got it down to a timeline by the minute. You think any one of those D4VD cohorts is going to go anywhere.
So when it comes to January was a very, very busy month for the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case because it started off with the whole burn cage. Then we got the chainsaw. There was another item. Was it the gas masks that were there? And then on January 23rd was a crazy day. I remember that because that was my mom's birthday. And yeah, we learned that Neo Langston was arrested for a failure to appear. Let me see if I can pull up a quick video really quick. I'm just going to, okay, this is the first one that I can find. So shout out to our good friends, BJ Investigates, or That Surprise Witness. I'll just show her video really quick.
Date. And so what's the I'm glad it's been a slow couple weeks because the news is just rolling in. Oh my God.
You know what? I was literally just talking about this with my friend last night. The day that Neo Langston got arrested, right? And I'm going to tell you guys a little secret about how the world found out about Neo Langston's arrest. I'm going to tell you about how I found out about Neo Langston's arrest because it's not something that I'm proud to say or whatever, but okay, so when it comes to Neo Langston's arrest, I would like to say that I was the very first person to put it out there in the public that Neo was arrested, right? So FloJo TV was breaking news January 23rd. And the way that I learned this, right? And the way, okay, so I'm going to tell you how the public learned of Neo Langston's arrest, right? So I was on Reddit, right? And sometimes I post on Reddit. But I remember I had made a post way back in October, and it's whatever, right? But I made a post back in October, and I remember I got a message on my phone, and it was an alert from Reddit. So there was a notification, and it was a notification that basically mentioned that Neo Langston was arrested last night in Montana. And I was tripping out because I was like, there's no way that this is true, right? Here, hold on one second. So it was this message right over here that I got. This person commented on a video, said Neo Langston was arrested in Montana last night. And so what I had to do, right? BJ's your cousin. Shout out to BJ. I literally had to get in touch with some of my sleuther friends on the internet, and we were able to confirm. And as soon as we confirmed, we just literally let everybody know, right? I think the first people that we told was Strategic, Down the Rabbit Hole, and BJ. And because they were all, I think they were all live at that same time, or at least, I don't know, Strategic went live, and then Rabbit went live too. So it was crazy.
Every time I restart my studio, all my little branding goes away. Okay, so listen, I just made a video. I just posted it. It has 12 views. It has 12 views at the time of the recording. But at the end of the video I just posted, there was an arrest made, presumably in the David Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. It wasn't David. It was another fellow by the name of Neo. Now, previously, you know, the internet and everything had some type of knowledge that Neo, the Asian, existed under. Sorry, I just had like a whole nother side thought about the earlier video, and I got lost in thought. Oh my gosh, so much stuff happening. Okay, listen. Neo the Asian, Neo Langston, is being held right now in a Montana jail. He is presumed to be the first arrest in the David Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. In the first reporting that was on this issue, in the first video that I made on this specific issue, this arrest, I did note that it was an unspecified warrant. Now, TMZ did report that the warrant was because of a failure to appear as a witness. A failure to appear as a witness. So it didn't even cross my mind. Let me show this to y'all. It didn't even cross my mind as like what exactly a witness as his, like against himself, against David. Like it didn't really cross my mind that the warrant could be for questions that they're asking him about maybe his involvement. I guess that's obvious, but I was just so excited to just come and tell y'all that first one. But we do have more updates, or at least one other update. The mugshot. Okay, the mugshot has been released. At the very end of my last video on this topic, that's what I started out trying to say. At the very end of my last video on this topic, I said, I'm sure there's going to be more updates coming from TMZ. You know how they like update their articles? I said that at the very end of the last video. And before I could even get that video fully posted and passed through checks and everything, there was in fact and indeed an update. And so what's the update? We got this man in a mugshot. And I normally wouldn't make a mugshot video. But before I even say anything, do you find anything interesting about this mugshot? This is why I'm making the video. It's like, okay, woo, his mugshot got released. But like, just put it in the chat, put it in the comments before I say it. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds. What's unusual about this mugshot?
Mm-hmm.
He's smiling. He is smiling in this mugshot. Now, I've seen a few mugshots in my line of work. You know, different people get arrested. Sometimes they might look a little bit like resolute. But like the vast majority of the mugshots that I've had occasion to inspect, the person's got like, you know, a look of like
definitely
on their face.
Mugshot.
Like, you know, the Kelsey, remember the Kelsey picture? That wasn't even a mugshot. It was just a picture at the Kelsey Harris at the police station, and the Diddy mugshot.
You know what though? Looking back at this, right? We all thought that this was a very creepy sign of Neil Langston to be smirking, smiling in his mugshot, right? Oh, shout out to the Boss Bitch for gifting 10 memberships. If you guys received the gifted membership from the Boss Bitch, make sure you thank her in the chat. Everybody, welcome to the Inner Circle gang, y'all. But looking back, do you guys think that this smirk was on purpose? Because, now if you guys remember, it was mentioned once before. Let me make sure that I can find it. Right? It was mentioned here before that Neo did not hide out with his mom. He actually lives with his mom, and he was never served. He never drove the Tesla, and he is not in a plea deal, and he has nothing to hide. He was cooperating with the DA already, and the arrest is completely bogus. Nancy is Melinda ducketing him. So, do you think that this mugshot was done on purpose because he knew that it was his time to start giving up all the information and turn on his friend? Because we learned not too soon after, right? Neo actually testified in court, but he only spent 45 minutes, right? And this is Neo seen walking right outside of the courthouse with his attorney.
So why are you being called to testify today? How did everything go in there? Why are you avoiding testifying? Do you think David is innocent? Is there anything you want to tell the public about the David case? Anything? Hey Neo, why are you?
And he says absolutely nothing. But look at really close. As soon as he notices that there's a camera on him and it's recording, you can see this little smirk.
Being called to testify.
You see this little smirk on his face. Maybe I'm not catching it.
How did everything go?
But you can definitely see that he smirks coming right out of that courthouse. That guilty face.
Testify today. How did everything go in there? Why were you avoiding testifying?
Like, even his attorney was cracking up. Look at that smile on his face. Oops.
The goal is for you to do this here. Look.
What's going on here?
You're all set. The goal.
Hey Neo, why are you being called to testify today? Why were you? How did everything go in there?
Attorney smirking. Look at
Why were you avoiding testifying? Do you think David is innocent?
Nope, David is guilty. Right? David is guilty. Let's go back to this and listen to BJ for a bit.
The Donald Trump mugshot. Think of the infamous mugshots. This man is smiling. He's being arrested. No matter for exactly what, it's definitely in connection. Actually, it's not. Because in this TMZ article, they're like, we don't know for 100% sure if this David is being arrested. If this Neo is being arrested because of the David thing. It just says unspecified warrant, but they put it in their title as an exclusive. Let's see if they've updated it. Usually it will say updated. So it hasn't even been out for an hour, this article, but at first they did not have the mugshot. Let's see. David friend Neo arrested, failure to appear as witness. That's what they put in the title. One of his friends is in trouble now. He was booked into a Montana jail Thursday, that's yesterday, on a warrant. According to the online records, that's them together. A rep for the county jail,
they sure do,
where Neo is locked up, talked to TMZ. He said there was an out of jurisdiction warrant from Los Angeles, but he didn't say David. Currently, he's being held without bond. So I'm assuming that means they're going to send him over there to LA. But they say that's interesting because we know there was a grand jury convened since at least November in the case. Multiple witnesses have already testified, and the sources told them David is likely to be charged with the unalive of Celeste. Unclear if Neo was being called as a witness in the Rivas case, but his connection to David can't be ignored. So this is how TMZ knows for sure it has something to do with a warrant in LA and for failure to appear. So that's they're saying they talked to a source at the Lewis and Clark County Jail. This is currently where Neo is being held. And what in the hell? Like, is this, I'm the only one it's weird to? Let me see if they've said anything about it in the Reddits. Because, Reddit had it up before TMZ, I believe. Okay, here's his mugshot. Yep, they did. Yep, here's his mugshot. They got it. Okay, and let's see if anybody says, is he smiling? Like, what's the smile? He's trying to act tough by smiling. That's the number one comment. Am I signed in? I had to up thumb it. Y'all, my millennial is showing. I know he's crapping his pants. I wonder if that idiot Neo understood. These are just comments from Reddit. I wonder if Neo understood that he's being held without bond or not, because I sure as hell wouldn't be smiling if I was him. Yes, me neither. Bro is cooked. I would be part of the brown pants army if I was in his shoes. No bond. Wow. So that's it. And he's still smiling.
Redonda, you're right? There's not enough evidence to speculate on Neo's guilt. And according to Neo, right, in the statement that he put out recently, he said that he is absolutely innocent, right? This is one of the tweets that he said. Let me see. Let me get these out really quick, because Neo took to Instagram via close friends, and he actually said, "Thankfully, I'm legally fine in every way, and boy, do I got all my receipts for things. That's what he said. And then, what did he say? Let me see. Let me see. Then he went on and said the following. Wait, did somebody just give? Oh, the boss bitch just gifted another 5 memberships, you guys. Shout out to the boss bitch, and thank you for your continued support. If you received the gifted membership, please make sure you thank the boss bitch in the chat. Who got them? Let's see. Is it someone we know? Fizzgig, Jimmy, Tree Cat, Conspicuous, and Fanny received gifted memberships. So welcome to the inner circle, you guys. Don't your names look good and green? All right. So Neo again took to close friends and stated, I think the worst part is that I've told so many people that I trust and I thought knew me as a person, my side of things, all for that to be thrown out of the fucking window as soon as I get arrested and they slap that head's name next to mine. And for the record, the thing I was arrested for, I wasn't even charged. They never filed it, and my warrant was retracted because there is more to the story than what's on the news. Dear Lord, he had a lot to say that day. That was on a Friday because I remember waking up on a Saturday, and then he decided to say more, right? Neo decided to take the stand again, and it sounds like his attorney spoke on his behalf via his own Instagram. And so his attorney stated the following: my client, Mr. Langston, will not make any public statements at this time as the investigation is ongoing. What I can share is that since returning to Los Angeles, Mr. Langston has fully cooperated with law enforcement and will continue to assist the prosecution as needed. As the investigation continues, it will become clear that Mr. Langston played no part in this heinous crime, that he was and continues to be wrongfully persecuted in the court of public opinion, resulting in unwarranted and belligerent harassment directed towards my client and his family. We sincerely hope that justice is ultimately served for the victim and her family. Shockey Law. That was his statement. That was the attorney's statement. And then following that, Neo put out his last and final statement. He said the following: I understand, due to my silence and the silence in general, it leaves a void of information that everyone wants to fill. But at the end of the day, this case isn't about me. It isn't about you. It's about getting justice for the victim and her family, and I care a lot more about that than trying to fill that void because of public opinion. Obviously wasn't doing my part at first, but now I am. I've stayed loyal to my mindset, and I will continue to. I'm not publicly going to give any opinion or emotion about this case because I find it disrespectful and not my place to weigh in on it, especially as it's still ongoing. I'm not going to spam post. Yikes. I'm not going to spam post. He's talking about you, Asia. I'm not going to spam post to justify and perform my feelings and thoughts for the internet, trying to satisfy people who have already made up their minds about me. In time, the record will speak for itself, and I'm moving on with my life.
You're done. You're done. Sorry, but you're done.
You're done. It is definitely a creepy case, isn't it, dear Jess? Definitely creepy. What's up, Channeling? What's up? Justice for Celeste. You guys drop a purple Justice for Celeste emoji in the chat, y'all. I cannot wait till we get justice for this little girl. 205 days. Now it's 206. We're going on 206 days. The King's Daughter, what's going on? You're late. Better late than never, right? But welcome. When the are we going to get justice for this 14-year-old girl? This girl who spent 41 days in the front trunk of a Tesla, lost her life at 14 years old. Discovered in the trunk the day after her 15th birthday. What the actual that's just wild to me. It's crazy. And then David was able to celebrate his 21st birthday just about 3 days ago. Sasha Bubbles, thank you so much. Member for 1 month. What's going on, Sasha? Crazy. And it's crazy too, right? Let me pull this up because I think it's worth noting, but I need to find SF's tweet. Sasha, thank you so much for your 10 pounds. 10 pounds? Yeah, 10 pound super sticker. Thank you. Let me find it. SF. SF has been quiet. He has not been online at all. Anyways, he said this. So here's the thing, Neo. If you have to tell, quote unquote, my side of things, that means you were involved in the quote unquote things. You just want everyone to believe you did less of the quote unquote things. People who weren't involved don't have a quote unquote my side of things. And how tone deaf are you exactly? Your Wheat for Me post has 11 references to you and not a single mention of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who is dead. She's dead because of the things that you're trying to explain away. But nobody cares about your feelings, Neo. This is about Celeste and justice in her name. The King's daughter is celebrating 2 months as a member. What's going on? Thank you to whoever gifted you a membership. Welcome. He's been way too quiet. Actually, SF has not put out a tweet in about 6 days. Not even a response. I hope he's okay. I hope Neo's mom didn't get to him. But here is a tweet that SF put out. He circled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 references where Neo just referenced himself. And not once in this whole entire tweet did he mention Celeste Rivas Hernandez's name. Whew. Crazy. SF will go on another rant soon. It is coming. Yeah, it's crazy because I just told you guys that David just celebrated his birthday, and I thought that SF was going to come out and say something. Check the Discord. She might have been alive in March 2025. You know what? It's crazy because I've heard a few. I've heard a few dates, right? We've heard springtime. We've heard around Coachella. We've heard April. We've heard March. But the problem is we have absolutely no proof. But the only proof that we do have, let me make sure that I can find it. Maybe I have it here. I don't know. Do you guys remember this photo right over here? You guys remember this photo right over here? This is a photo. Well, it's supposed to have Celeste Rivas in here, right? But it doesn't. This one right over here. You guys remember that? So this photo right here is a photo that I took because I actually went out to this spot on January 3rd of this year, right? And this was the photo that was taken. So apparently this was a photo. Actually, I'm going to show this photo right here because I actually messed around with the color settings and I was able to return this photo's coloring back to normal. So I removed all of the green haze and I came up with this photo right over here, right? So just to kind of give you like a real life perspective and to kind of compare it to this right here, this is where she was standing, right? But this photo is crazy. A lot of people say, like, what was she doing, right? What was she doing? What was she doing? Let me bring this video up really quick. 1 second. Let me find this video. So here's a video that I made a couple of months ago. Yo, the boss bear. Wow, thank you so much. Damn, $100 super chat. You're an amazing content creator and you do so much. Great job, Flo, #1. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you, the boss bitch. Thank you. This is a video that I put together of that whole little trip that she took, where the last proof of life, right? So this was done January 2nd. Whoa, what happened? Where'd it go? No. Share screen. Okay, hold on. Let me move this over here really quick.
Photo that we have of Celeste is January 2nd, 2025.
What's up, you guys? On January 2nd, private investigator Steve Fisher shared a critical update on X regarding the disappearance of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Fisher, who was hired by the homeowner of the Hollywood Hills home linked to singer David, has released a photo that's described as the last proof of life for Celeste. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at what this photo tells us and how it changes the timeline of a case that has shocked the public. Now, this is a tweet that Steve Fisher put out on January 2nd. It says, 1 year ago today, January 2nd, 2025, is the date of the last known photo my investigation has uncovered of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. It is important to emphasize that law enforcement investigators have access to more extensive resources and may very well have images or evidence from after this date. This is not to suggest that anything specific happened on that date, only that it is the last confirmed time and date stamped piece of evidence that I have showing when Celeste was alive. According to the image's metadata, the photo was taken at 5:05 p.m. on January 2nd, 2025. Geolocation analysis shows it was taken in Baldwin Hills, California. All right, you guys. So what you're looking at right here, this is the actual photo known as the last proof of life of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, as identified by Steve Fisher. So according to Fisher, this image represents the final photograph that his investigation has uncovered showing Celeste alive. This image shows Celeste standing along the pedestrian walkway of the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. She's basically standing right next to a metal guardrail, and right across the street is a gated property. This photo appears to be taken in the daytime, and there's no crowds, there's no landmarks, nothing that's going to draw attention, just literally Celeste standing there. She even looks like she might even be on the phone. Now, to better understand this photo, you kind of have to understand like where this photo was actually taken, right? Now, if you head over to this map right over here, there's only one parking lot here in the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook, and that's right here where this blue dot is. Now, the red X marks the approximate location of where Celeste was standing when this photo was taken along that pedestrian walkway. Now, this is not a scenic overlook. This is not even a viewpoint. This is basically a private residence blocked by trees. This image here shown, it basically illustrates exactly what her viewpoint would have been from that spot. So I'm standing here right about where we believe the photo may have been taken. Now, if you guys can see those two orange little stone entranceways for their gate, it's actually a lot closer than it appears in the video. But this appears to be right where she was at, standing when she took the photo. And if you guys turn this way, right, and you guys wonder what she was looking at, there was absolutely no scenic route for her to view. So she was standing here, or even if she was standing, let's go down a little bit more and just say she was standing here, right? There really is nothing to look at. There's a little bit of a, view right there, but other than that, there's really not much to see out there. So I'm curious why she was standing there. Now, this photo does not explain what happened next. It doesn't even tell us why she was. According to Jenny the Ween on Reddit, this is also another photo. Don't know exactly what this is, but it says here, just a side note, Steve has many pictures. One from January 2nd, 2025 was taken early in the morning in the Angeles National Forest at Millard Campground. This last picture that he posted today was taken in the afternoon at Baldwin Hills. Was there. It doesn't even tell us who else was present at the time, and it doesn't even answer any questions about this case. All it does is give us some geographic context as identified by Steve Fisher. And sometimes the most revealing part of an image isn't no, Flame King, King 1A. No, this is alive. I'm just playing a recap video that I did regarding Celeste Rivas Hernandez's last proof of life photo. Happening in it, but maybe where it was taken. Obviously, I visited this spot because I wanted to see it for myself. And after seeing it in person, there was one thing that was clear. There's no view here. It's just a fence, a gate, and a private residence. So I wanted to ask you all, if there's no scenic reason to be standing at this specific gate, what do you think the purpose of that photo was? Do you think it was a genuine moment or a staged benchmark in a much darker timeline? Let me know in the comments below. So let me find this image again. Where is this at? Let's go back to this photo right here. All right, so this is the photo that I enhanced and recolored and brought it back to what we call a Rec 709 image, right? Or color grade. Does it look like she's on the phone? I swear this looks like her index finger, and that looks like a phone that she might be holding up to her ear. Maybe she's on a phone call, right? But it's crazy because if you look through the holes in her sweater, it looks like she's wearing, well, wasn't she found in like a halter top? Joy Empress, what's going on? How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? How are you? The photo gives aggressive and dominant and mocking almost. It's crazy too because even tube top, there you go. That's what she was wearing. A tube top. Thank you. But yeah, it definitely looks like she might possibly be wearing a tube top under this sweater, right? You can see right here. You guys can't even see my mouse. You can see right here above the letter E, where this letter E is. You can see this kind of looks like skin tone colors through this this area right here. You can see skin tone colors here too. You can see it right over here and here. So it's pretty crazy compared to the original photo, right? Which is this one right over here. You can't, I mean, you can kind of tell. You can see that she's got holes here, holes everywhere. I know they are taking weight. You know what's crazy too, Jess, now that you bring it up, right? Some people say that she had leggings on. So it's crazy because earlier on in this case, they were saying when she was discovered wearing black leggings and a tube top. So my question is when her body was being dismembered, did they dismember her with her clothes on? I mean, I don't know if there's a better way to do it with or without clothes, but it's so sad to know that when investigators may have opened up that cadaver bag and they discovered her head and her torso, she was probably in the tube top. And when they opened up that second bag, right, and they discovered her arms and legs that had been severed from her body, her legs were probably wearing those black leggings, right? David is guilty said, I think he was documenting this. He took photos, his hand with a knife. You are right. Where are those photos? Let me see. Well, they did say that David had an obsession with knives, right? Jazzy, you're going to sleep. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Mod. Appreciate you. It could be. It's so weird that he would take that pic knowing that was coming. It is weird, right? But I know that there were so many random photos, right? That posted that SF has more of those photos. But here we have a photo of David's obsession with knives. And I don't know if you guys may have seen this before, but here's a photo of, I think this is a music video of Romantic Homicide. And they said that they also found, SF Investigates also said that he found a suitcase full of knives. So I wonder if he found this exact suitcase that was in the music video, because he did say that there were a ton of knives in them, which is really weird. I at least want to get David. I at least want David to get charged. If they rule out everybody else, whatever. But David is got to go to jail. Definitely. I hear you with that, right? Trying to see if I could find SF's post. Let me see. Let me look. Because he posted more photos. And he posted more images of. Here you go. Let me just share this. Bring this over here. Then share this, right? So here's one image. Here's another one. So that's one image of David with his little switchblade knife. And he just takes multiple different angles. So which is very similar to this. Remember this photo, SF Investigates posted this photo saying that, hey, look, it's Obsidian. SF, please share more photos with us. SF, please tell us who is driving the Tesla. Obsidian, we see you. Isn't it? Isn't it creepy? Yeah, it's definitely creepy. What the hell is going on? David became popular pretty fast, and when you search the popularity Hollywood, you get a bunch of yes people around you. That's so true, right? He probably never thought that he'd have to be held accountable. Well, also, I do believe that, you know, he probably thought he was pretty high and mighty and thought that he could get away with a lot of the stuff that, you know, he'd do. He even said, right, David is guilty mentioned earlier that he had multiple alter egos. He had about 4 of them, right? And Tommy was one of them. Tommy was a person who would go out and commit the crimes and he would have to solve them himself. So, is this art imitating life or life imitating art? I don't know. I don't know. Whew. DJ See No Evil. What's going on? What's going on? And just like I said, sold his soul to the devil like Travis Scott. Who knows how many other people will come up missing? Dad in his presence. Yep. Who knows? Ooh. But all right, you guys. It is already 1, 2, 3, 4 out here in Los Angeles. That means your boy Flojo's gonna call it a night. But before I go, I do have to let you guys know some big news. This is going to be my very last live stream for some time. So for all of you guys that were here tonight, I do appreciate you guys hanging out, but I do have to tell you this is going to be my very last live stream. Yeah. Trying to start a fight. This is going to be my very last one. I have to stop you guys. I have to. Life is just getting too crazy. No, I'm not joking. Damn, Mama Flo had to just kill everything, huh? Damn. I'm just kidding, you guys. It's April Fool's, you guys. It's April 1st. Y'all think I'm gonna stop? You guys, I am not gonna stop. This April Fool's, y'all. I ain't going nowhere. For all of you guys that wished that I was gonna stop live streaming, Joke's on you. I had to, you guys. It's April 1st. Don't tell me you guys are that gullible. Oh my gosh. I was like, what? Right? Wow. Damn, did I really get y'all? Foxy said, sock check, fool. Nuh-uh. It's it's the first to see my calendar. DJ, I feel bad. DJ See No Evil literally just got here like 5 minutes ago. Damn. Did I really get y'all or what? Aw. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right? I'm not going anywhere, you guys. I do have to apologize, though, to all of you guys who are members, and because I haven't been streaming a lot lately, you know, the goal is to stream every day, but unfortunately, my professional life and time just doesn't allow me to. So I try to come on here at least 3 times a week, and I haven't done that great of a job, but I promise I will work on it. I'm also working on a few pre-recorded videos, so then that way I can show you guys my editing skills, you know? For some of you guys that don't know, in my professional career, I'm a registered nurse, so I work full-time. Oh, shit! Damn. Yoshi almost knocked down my light and just almost destroyed the whole studio. and he ran out of here so quick. Oh Lord, this could have been my last stream, you guys. That's wild. Oh my God, did you guys see that? Did you guys see me catch my light? This shit was literally about to fall. What was I talking about? I should have, huh? You guys would not have believed me. I know. Yoshi was like, April Fools. Right? For reals. As soon as I caught the light, he went scrambling out of the room. Yoshi. Where you at, Yoshi? You guys all want to see Yoshi? Come here, Yoshi. Where are you? Come here. Come here. Hold on. Oh. This is Yoshi. DJ See No Evil, you're a fool. You said no, I didn't see it. This is Yoshi, you guys. He's got his own emoji, so anytime you guys want to hang out with Yoshi, just drop a Yoshi. No, I'm not flexing that I'm an RN. Not even. But this is Yoshi. He literally almost killed me a minute ago. Can you say hi to everybody? You want to talk on the mic? No? He's shy. He's shy. Ugh. I know. Got all this dog hair on me, guys. Oof. I know, right? DJ See No Evil, he's a fool. We love DJ See No Evil. How's it going, DJ See No Evil? You have any gigs lately? DJing any parties? Our good friend DJ See No Evil is a DJ. Always busy doing parties and stuff. Anybody out there have a cool job? Who's got cool jobs? Who works a cool job? Channeling, are you new to the channel? I don't know if I've seen you before. I think you changed your name just a minute ago too. But are you new to the channel? He does need a D-shed brush. He definitely does. I need to get him one. But if anybody would like to get Yoshi a D-shed, I'm just kidding. I don't need anybody to get, right? But I did have some people in the Discord demand that I get a P.O. box. For what reason, I don't know. But if you guys would like to send Yoshi any kind of treats, you know he really likes? I just got him like these dog treat chicken feet. Dog treat chicken feet. Yeah, he loves those. I know, Foxy, you got a cool job too. And salute to all my teachers, right? Because it's very hard to do what we do. You did, Leah. You did ask about a P.O. box and we got one. So I'm going to post my P.O. box in the chat for any of you guys. I'm going to post it in the event that you guys ever want to send Yoshi anything, right? Treats, not food. Please don't send anything or anything that's alive, okay? Because I am not trying to get in trouble. But I will share my P.O. box. Oops, wait, hold on. That zip code is wrong. Hold on. I got mixed up. There you go. I mean, I could open boxes. I definitely could do a dedicated day. But y'all would have to let me know like if and when you guys send stuff, because I can't be going out to the post office every single day. You're right, Foxy. You and I we're like down the street. We do teach at rival schools. Well, used to, because I'm not teaching over there anymore, but yeah, no, I definitely can, Jess. But y'all just let me know if you guys want to send something, right? You guys want to do an unboxing with Yoshi. I can't guarantee you that he'll stay and watch. But yeah, that'd be cool. Open on stream. We'll do it members only, right? We'll pick a dedicated day out of the week to do an unboxing. Maybe I'll even send myself things for Yoshi to open. That'd be cool. Okay, I have to ask you guys, did I really get you on that whole I'm not streaming anymore? Y'all can't tell me that I really got you guys. All right, I heard about the Amazon wish list and stuff, but somebody told me that that if you make a wish list that it exposes your actual address. Is that true? Because I've never done it before. But you know what though? I don't want to make something on Amazon, you know, and tell you guys like what Yoshi wants. I feel like it would be more meaningful if you guys decided what you guys want. To be honest with you, I don't even want to ask you guys for anything, right? Because Yoshi doesn't need anything, to be honest with you. I mean, he's got a lot. It doesn't, Gold Digger. Oh, but if you have a P.O. box, it doesn't expose your actual. Okay. But to be honest with you, I would feel bad creating a wish list and telling you guys exactly like what Yoshi would want. I feel like, yeah, Cats, you're right. Surprises are just a little bit more fun. And that way, you know, if and when we're live streaming, when I open it, it'll be a genuine surprise for me, right? I wish Yoshi could open his own gifts because I get a kick out of watching people open their gifts. That'd be funny. Ah, David is guilty. You were trying to trick me, huh? Ah, man. I missed it. My bad. I mean, you guys can get me things. I mean, I don't even ask for anything, to be honest with you guys. You guys hanging out with me anytime that I stream is more than enough, you guys. It's times like this where, you know, sometimes I wish I could just kind of come on stream and just hang out and just talk with you guys, right? Maybe not even talk true crime, but maybe we can, right? If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. I was telling people the other night about one of my hobbies that I do. Who here in the chat remembers what we were talking about? I got you, Sarah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. And then is Channeling still here? I saw that you did say that you are new to the channel. So if you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And anybody, you guys, if you guys are members of the channel, you guys know that we have a Discord, right? Our Discord is cracking. Type a 1 in the chat if you guys are on Discord. Channeling, I got you and you're new. Channeling, I also see that you're in the vertical live. If you don't like the vertical live, you can go to my channel and click on live button, and then you can join us on landscape. But if. Wait, Jess, you're in the Discord? How come I don't recognize your name in the Discord? Is it something else? See, that's the thing. When people are on Discord and YouTube, sometimes their usernames are different. So I don't. Joy Empress, is your third live? Well, welcome. I'm telling you guys, we've been hanging out here for a little over 2 hours, you know, but on the Discord, it's literally like nonstop. We have great people like the Boss Bitch and Gold Digger and Cat's here. Foxy's there too. And we're sharing stories. Literally, anytime that there's breaking news, the Discord will find out first before it ever gets to a live. Sasha's there too, right? I'm telling you guys, if you guys, I forgot to mention, there is a little caveat though. In order to join the Discord, you do have to be a member of the channel because it is a members only Discord. And I'm not asking you guys to become members, but if you would like to, we do have affordable tiers starting at 99 cents. And then the only thing you have to do is go to the community wall, click on the Discord link, and then you have to link your YouTube to your Discord. So then that way YouTube and Discord can communicate so they can verify that you're a member on the channel. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Yeah, that's right, Sarah. We talked about rugs, and I saw that the Boss Bish earlier said that tufting and rugs. So maybe, just maybe I'll do a live one day where I'm tufting a rug. We'll tuft a Flojo TV or an Inner Circle rug. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Oh shit, hold on. I forgot to ask you guys. We don't have too many people here, but I do have to ask you guys. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to ask you guys, do me a favor and go follow my second page because we have made an official Filling in the Gaps news page on YouTube. And we're trying to get more subscribers on there. So then that way, what I want to do is I want to fully transition all of the true crime and news stuff to this Filling in the Gaps page. So it's more official media page. And so then that way, if ever more people join this channel, you know, I can have other people upload content on here as well. So it's not just me. So do me a favor, click that link that says youtube.com/FITG news and follow me there. We only have one video. There you go. We got 2 subscribers so far. We might start live streaming from that channel soon. So also make sure you guys are a part of the Discord so you guys can know. Channeling said, I'm old school. I don't do all the new stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I have a Discord since I had to in college, but now only main basic social media. You know what, Channeling? I'll be honest with you. I'm on all social media platforms, but I only use Discord and YouTube now. because I'm a fit G. I am an out of shape G. That's what I am. I'm out of shape G. Oh, Chanelli, you're still in the vertical mode, huh? Click on, what do you have to do? Click on my channel icon, and then click on live, and then you'll see two of them. Click on the one that doesn't have the mobile phone. Yup. Leah, you still watch? You're the older G? Hey. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to make like a legit like media channel. I'll be honest with you. I made this channel, Flojo TV, I made back in 2015 when I was in nursing school. And the whole point of this channel back in the days was to document my whole entire journey through nursing school. But that didn't happen. I probably made it throughout like my first year, and then I stopped. Vertical mode it's hard to watch sometimes. It's hard to watch. Now we're just hanging out, you guys. Ava Hackshaw, what's up? Welcome. Link didn't work here. There you go. Put it in again. It should work. I hope so. Yeah, it's crazy how I started doing true crime. I mean, look, you guys, I have to admit, I am not as experienced. It won't open? Oh, no. Hold on, let me see. How can I share? Share channel? Okay, here, let me try this link right here. This one should work. Let me know. Hey, Sarah, what's up? Thank you. 21, 22. We're growing, you guys. We're growing. Props to all the nurses and teachers. You hear that, Foxy? Shout out to all the nurses and teachers. Hey, Foxy, we should make a little medical education channel. Wait, type it in. Type what in? I did type it in. Here, hold on. I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on. If you go to your search bar and type in FITG news right here, just search this up right here. That's all you have to do, and it should be the only channel to pop up. The link worked. Yeah. Coming up tonight on the 10 o'clock hour, common sense. Let's all use it. Foxy, you crazy. So, you guys, it's April Fool's. Who's pulling some April Fool's pranks today? Nobody? Type a one in the chat if you got work tomorrow. Oh, Jess. Yeah, you better get some sleep. 3 a.m. in Texas. That's not fun. Good night, Jess. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you again soon. I did. I'm sorry, and then I rock. Oh, you work at 6 a.m. Dear Lord. Yeah, you better get some sleep. Wait, what won't show up, Chanel? My other page? Or you're still in the vertical view. I don't know. Sounds like you're still in the vertical view. Sometimes I like playing these little true crime songs in the background. Which one is it? Can you guys hear this in the background? Type of one if you guys can hear the song in the background. Oh, this one's good. This one's good. Oh, drop a link to the horizontal view. Okay, hold up. I can do that. I'll do that right now. I could do that. All right, Chanel, you ready? I'm going to drop a link to the vertical view. No, not the vertical, the horizontal view. Chanel, click on that link. Let me know when you're in. It's 10 a.m. Sarah, where are you at again? Are you in the UK too? Oh, okay, hold on. The FitG news. It's not FitG, it's filling in the gaps. Hold on. FitG news. Here, how do we share this? Share channel. Did I click the right thing? Yeah, share channel, copy. FitG. There you go. This is what it should look like. All of this. And we have this. This one's very like Inspector Gadget light. No, not Inspector Gadget. It's like when you're playing Clue. 9 a.m. in the UK, in Great Britain. Shout out to my UK fam. Did Chanel find it? Did you get it? I know, right? And I have to start shooting like some gym videos. Psych. Carmen San Diego. Right? Sounds super mysterious. This is Filling in the Gaps, and I want to thank you for being with us, right? Something Nancy Grace would say. Let me see. Ooh. France. Okay. France is in the house. Okay, the week goes hard. one's cool. What about this one? Did we play this one yet? This one is... My big dick. That's hilarious. Do my opening? Which one? Which one? Which one? You found me. But you're still in vertical view. You like the vertical view, you weirdo? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Wait, and then I rock which opening? Talking about this guy right here. Oh, I can't do it. Let me rest on his shoulder. Oh, you want me to freestyle now? Check it out. Psych. I ain't freestyling. No way. No way. No way, Joy. A family friend introduced you to David's music a week before the crime was said on the news. Thank God I wasn't vibing. That's crazy. Yeah, I was telling my buddy about this whole David case. I got dog hair all over me. I was telling my buddy about the David case, right? Because he has two 13-year-old twin daughters. Because he was like, why are you so into this? And I was like, dude, like, it's crazy because you have like two 13-year-old daughters. And, you know, I mean, the sad reality is it happened to somebody the same age as your daughters. And he was like, who even is this guy? Like, you keep talking about this guy that, you know, that you're reporting on. And I was like, here, let me show you one of his songs. I don't even know his music, but here's one of his songs that people say are popular. And I showed him, I don't know, I think it was Romantic Homicide. And when I showed him that song, he had told me that he just downloaded that guy's album. And he used his album to bump in the gym. He was like, yo, I listened to that album in the gym. And he like felt so bad. He was really shocked too when I told him. Sasha, thank you so much for hanging out. We appreciate you. Get rest. Keep your kids off the internet, right? Oh, this beat goes hard too. Oh, okay, Leah. You trying to freestyle now, huh? I see you. I see you. Let's see if this song is any good. Let's see. This is supposed to be some true crime stuff. All right, I'm gonna play a song for you guys. This is not my music. This is just some royalty-free music. But you guys gotta type a 1 in the chat. You guys like this? Type a 1 if you like it. Type a 2 if you pass. You guys can hear that, right? Wait, you guys can't hear any of that music? You're lying. You guys can't hear this? Oh, hold on. Maybe I have the hold on. Damn, I'm all vibing out and you guys are just watching me vibe out to nothing. Hold on. All right, what about now? Everyone in the chat if you guys can hear it. Okay, now you guys can hear it. The song's done already, you guys. You guys missed it. Here. No. This is all royalty free music. But I pay a subscription to use royalty free music for some of my videos. So when I do make like pre-recorded videos, obviously I'm going to be utilizing music in the background because hip hop music that I have produced, that's not going to cut it. But I just want your intake on some of these songs. These songs have they're very ominous sounding. This song is gonna get flat more. More bass. Ooh. A little bit of West Coast right here.
Look, I'm a rock star in real life.
Oh, this got lyrics on it. Hold on. Yeah. No. What about the hold on, let me play this song for you guys right here. Let me know if you guys can hear this one. Let me see if you guys really know FloJo TV. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Let me see if you guys really know this one. Hey. Did it play? Can you hear this song? Here, let me remove this. You guys remember this one? So for those of you guys that don't know this song, this is the song that I always play when I'm... So I have two streaming services. When I'm streaming on this platform right here, I'm utilizing StreamYard. But when I stream on OBS, it's normally just like I'm like right here in the corner. I played this song as my intro. This is like our starting soon song. Oh, I miss doing lives like this, where we play this song. Yep, this is the intro song. That's right. This is the intro song. Oh, this brings me back. We're gonna have to do a live. We're gonna have to bring this back for sure. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna really call it a night though, because it is 1:14. You like that song, Joy? Yeah, I think the next live we're gonna do, we're gonna take it back. Even Jad said, need that back. Okay, Mama Flo, we'll bring it back. Next live, we'll have this intro song. There you go. The only problem is when I do it on OBS, I can't do like live panels, so I can't have any guests on. But that's gonna be it for me tonight, you guys. I do appreciate you guys all hanging out. I'm sorry that I fooled all of you guys with that April Fool's joke. Silly me. Bad joke on me. But thank you guys. Do me a favor, you guys. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It was awesome hanging out with you guys. You know, we talked about Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And to be honest with you, that's a case that I hold really near and dear to my heart, because I can't wait for this little girl to get justice. But I will ask you guys to like this video. If you guys haven't, subscribe to the channel. And then I'm always reminded to tell you guys that after the video, if you guys can do me a favor, go back to the video and hype it up, because all it does is it just really helps the channel out. It pushes the video out there into the algorithm, and it helps us get more exposure to a wider audience. So I'm going to ask you guys to do that for me. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Shout out to Leah for your $1.99 super chat earlier. Coco Mom gifted 10 memberships earlier. Coco Mom gifted another 5 memberships. The Boss Bitch gifted 15 memberships. Jazzy celebrated 3 months as a member. Jad celebrated 3 months as a member. Sasha celebrated a month as a member, and then donated $9.99 pound super chat, super sticker. I can't tell. I don't know these other currencies. King's Daughter celebrated 2 months as a member, and then the Boss Bitch, my lord, dropped a $100 honey bun. And then Foxy celebrated 3 months as a member. So all of you guys who supported the channel, thank you guys so much. And all of you members, do not forget, join the Discord. Join the Discord, you guys. Or become a member. It's only 99 cents, right? And then join the Discord after, because it is popping. I'm going to go into the Discord now and hang out with the friends out there. So I'm going to go, you guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Love you guys.